Yes. Cut my music, cut my music.
I did a full-blown Money in the Bank review. Tried multiple times, that did not post. So I am obviously angry about that. I did a full-blown Raw review. That did not post. And so I am now upset with that. So I am going to try for a third time to post this Money in the Bank / Raw review. So I'm going to do the Money in the Bank review, and then this is going to lead over into Raw in the same video. Okay. And I was really excited about these videos because guess what, boys? I got a microphone. The production value is going up, fellas. Let's get it. So this entire Money in the Bank PLE was pointless. This did nothing to get anybody over. It progressed no storylines and it got nobody over. Seriously, you got Becky Lynch defeating Lyra. What does that? Nobody cared about this feud. Literally nobody. This was a boring feud. They just recycled the same talking points week after week after week. Nobody cared when Becky lost. I'm sorry, Becky won. Sorry. Nobody cared when Lyra lost and Becky won. One, this is for a secondary title, not even for the main title. And two, they're just dropping generic promos. This does nothing to help Becky Lynch. This does nothing to help Lyra. Pointless. Dom defeating Ray Phoenix. What? This was a random feud. There was nothing to this. Once again, this stuff makes no sense. Is why are these two fighting on a random PLE? It does nothing to progress Dom anymore because nobody takes Ray Phoenix seriously as a singles competitor. You have the women's ladder match between Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Julia, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Valkyrie. Once again, this was 4 minutes of pure filler. They had a couple of decent spots, but besides that, this was nothing special about this match. Once again, I'm glad Naomi won the match, but once again, where are they going to go with this? She's still in the storyline with this Bianca thing going on in Jade. This stuff, once again, this stuff is boring. It just doesn't make any sense. It progresses nobody. Then you had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sokola, Solo, Andrade, Grande Americano, and Penta. Once again, these are a bunch of randoms thrown into the match. Nobody takes Solo seriously that they're going to get the title to him. Andrade, we know he's not going to get the title. Grande, we know he's not going to get the title. Penta, come on, this stuff is senseless. It only had to come down to Seth or LA Knight. And once again, Triple H has a hatred towards LA Knight. Now because he knows LA Knight will be bigger than the company and you cannot control him. He's going to draw up those ratings. He's going to get that money. And Triple H does not want that. He wants to go with his boys. Seth Rollins is a safe bet because Seth is not going to elevate the ratings. Seth is going to be even kill. And so we're going to just get months of Seth and his generic promos just boring us to death. This is what we got to look forward to on Raws and these SmackDowns. This is terrible. And then in that same match, then you have Jacob Fatu in this match, which I'm just like, okay, he comes out to interfere with Solo. Then he stops Solo from winning the title. This was done once again to finish the storyline. But once again, why did after Jacob did this, why is he acting like he is liberated from Solo? Like Solo had this mental lock on him that he just could not get away from Solo. This guy has been defying Solo week after week after week. And now you want to sit here and make it look like, oh, now he's finally liberated from Solo? This stuff makes no sense. Once again, this match was only done to progress Seth Rollins and for this Jacob Fatu Solo Sokola storyline. That's all it was. Nothing else. And then you got the main event, John Cena, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Once again, to me, this was the best match of the night. It had a couple of botches in it, but once again, very entertaining match. Better, and once again, it was made even better with the return of R-Truth. Whether this was a work or not, once again, this is still up in the air. I still think it was a work. A lot of people are saying that it wasn't, but the jury is still out on that. But at the end of the day, very good match, very entertaining. But once again, the match was pointless. Cody Rhodes returns. He comes off of the return, comes back just to challenge Cena to a goddamn tag match, which makes absolutely no sense. And now on Raw, Cena is now feuding with CM Punk. So why did Cody come back? Instead of Cody coming back and say, I want to challenge you for the title, he comes back to say, I want to challenge you for a tag match. This is dumb storytelling, nonsensical storytelling. Now, Raw was completely pointless. You have John Cena, CM Punk picking up on just a random feud instead of continuing the Cody Rhodes and John Cena stuff. Now we're going to put that back on the back burner again, and now we're going to have Cena having a feud with CM Punk. Senseless stuff. We're going to have a four-way. We're going to have a four-way match between Becky Lynch and Lyra and Kyrie Zane and Roxanne Perez, and then just to have the return of Bayley, which nobody cares about. Once again, you get the R-Truth comes out. Okay, that is probably this R-Truth thing is the only thing that people care about. This is the only thing that is driving up views. You can see it on their YouTube videos and everything else. This is the only thing that is getting ratings. That thing had, when R-Truth returned, that got about 50 million views, and it's probably up from there. And seriously, this segment, actually, R-Truth segment on Raw is the only this outpaced the John Cena CM Punk segment. Believe it or not. You have AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. Nobody cares about a 50-year-old AJ Styles taking on Chad Gable, and they're burying the character of Chad Gable to promote this stupid character of Grande Americana. This stuff is ridiculous. Then you got Braun Breaker, Dom, Penta, and Sami Zayn having a random match. Nobody cares about this stuff. Nobody cares about any one of these guys in these matches. You got Nikki Bella coming back. You were going to turn Liv. They were looking like they were going to turn Liv face, but now they're just going full blown with the Liv heel stuff. And I'm just like, okay, once again, what is the point of having Nikki Bella versus Liv Morgan? What is the point in this match? And then setting up this match, excuse me. And then for the main event, you have the main event is Jey Uso versus Gunther for the main title, and Gunther wins the title, and Jey Uso has not even had the title for no longer than about 5 weeks. This is terrible. I mean, seriously, let's get into it. Oh my God, Triple H. Every time you give this guy some type of leeway, you give this guy some type of praise, he just does something to just makes you just take everything you said positive about him back. I mean, seriously, this is pointless. This was a continuation of the pointless Money in the Bank. And then you follow that up with a pointless Raw. That was just seriously a bore fest. I'm about to put the Snuggie back in this damn thing. This thing was boring. So you guys, John Cena comes out, calls out the fans, calls everybody keyboard warriors, and how they wanted truth back, and they will eventually forget about the character of R-Truth, and people are hypocrites. And then he's talked about how he's beaten everybody and there's no more competition for him left. Well, I can see why he says that, because they book everybody like jobbers. Everybody that should be in the main event picture has been busted down to the lower card. I mean, seriously, Drew McIntyre and LA Knight, they should be facing John Cena right now. These are be your top baby faces in the company. You should have them going after Cena, but yet you got these guys meandering around over here in the mid card. This is how nonsensical this crap is. But here comes one of their top baby faces. So here comes CM Punk. Punk's music hits. Punk comes out, and for the fourth or fifth time in a row, he is coasted through another promo. I do not understand what is going on with Punk. Punk is a better talker than this. Punk comes out talking about how he's out here fighting for the fans. That's generic babyface BS. That is not CM Punk. This is generic babyface crap. And this is what they're giving us to get us amped up for this match at Night of Champions. This stuff is going to be terrible. Night of Champions is going to be garbage. The men's qualifiers, they're going to be garbage. The women's qualifiers are going to be garbage. You got in the men's qualifiers, you got Cody Rhodes there. You already know Cody Rhodes is seeing the finals. What is the point of this? So he goes on. He says that people CM Punk says that people never chose John Cena, which I'm like, hold on, that sounds completely stupid. What do you mean people have never chose John Cena? This guy was the top Make a Wish guy for over a goddamn decade. What do you mean people never chose Cena? He was the number one requested Make a Wish person, I believe, for decades. Are you serious? Once they think that we don't remember this crap. And it's like they just talk just to hear themselves talk. And so then Punk goes on, and then he goes on to talk about he wants the title match, and he's going to take the title at Night of Champions. Very generic crap. And then out comes, I was like, oh my God, out comes Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out with the Money in the briefcase and cuts one spewing and cutting the most generic Seth Rollins promo. I was like, oh my God, why do we have to deal with no more months of this guy? Come on. This is terrible. Then we have the women's four-way, which was completely boring. The fans were such bots for this. Anytime, and this is what kills me about WWE fans. These guys are like a live action Lego movie. Anytime somebody does something that is remotely cool or some type of decent spot, people are just ready to chant, "This is awesome," just out of the blue, just like complete bots. And I just do not get it. This match was boring. It was average at best. Roxanne Perez ends up pinning Kairi Sane. But once again, nobody cares. You've done a terrible job of booking Roxanne Perez. You've done a terrible job of booking these women in this match. Kairi Sane, it is terrible. So then we go on. We got Becky Lynch. She comes out to zero pop and cuts the most boring promo. Then Lyra comes out and she continues to put people to sleep. I'm just like, oh my God, are we still continuing this? Then out comes Bailey from behind Becky Lynch. Guys, Bailey came out to zero pop. Nobody cares about Becky Lynch. Nobody cares about Lyra, and nobody cares about Bailey. Sorry. You gave people no incentive to care about any of these people anymore because the storytelling and the booking is so terrible. People are even over Becky Lynch. This is how terrible this stuff is. Here come next up. We got the best part of this thing, which is R-Truth. I said, okay, finally some entertainment. R-Truth comes out and basically says he's not a joke, he's not a gimmick, that he loved the R-Truth character. He knows that the fans love the R-Truth character, but the R-Truth character can kind of be too much of a joke and be unserious. So now he's saying, you know what? It's time for R-Truth to be back, to come back. And not R-Truth, but for time for Ron Killings to come back. And I was like, okay, I love this because people do not understand. Ron Killings was a menace. He was a problem. I love this character work. And then this man does the unthinkable. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out the scissors just to finally symbolize that the R-Truth character is dead. He cuts off the dreads. He cuts the braids off. Done. And he is now officially back to Ron Killings. Great stuff. The only positive of this night. AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. Random match. Nobody wants to see a 50-year-old AJ Styles no more. You might as well just bust. AJ's just now meandering around just in the mid card. Let's just keep it real. They got him just wrestling random matches at this point. just if it, I guess it's somewhat keeping relevant. This match was boring. Pack it up. I'm done with it. So next up, we got the four-way between Braun Breaker, Dom, Penta, and Sami Zayn. This match was beyond pointless and beyond stupid. It made no sense. These guys no sold so hard. This reminded me of an AEW match. This is how hard these guys no sold in this match. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you taking cues from AEW? Who's losing ratings just as fast as you guys? Like, this makes no sense. So LA Knight comes out. He beats up Braun. I guess his revenge for Braun interfering in the Money in the Bank and costing LA Knight. So he beats him up. Sami Zayn gets in, hits the haluva kick on Dom. He gets the 1-2-3. Next up, we get a backstage segment with Karrion Kross confronting Sami Zayn, telling him, "Oh, Sami, you listened to me finally, and you got LA Knight to interfere in the match, and now you're a manipulator." Sami comes back and says, "I'm not a manipulator. I was just good enough to win that match." Sami Lame is one of the worst champions I've ever. Seriously, he is terrible. He would be one of the worst champions that WWE could produce, worse than Jey Uso or Gunther. Seriously, no, I'm over it. Nikki Bella comes out. She comes out talking about, oh, she's proud of the current women and she's looking forward to the Evolution, PLE, and just cutting a generic promo. Out comes Liv Morgan. Liv comes out and she tells Nikki that she's been carrying the women's division and how Nikki is jealous because she has a man and she has a championship. Nikki comes back and says, "Are you sure Dom is your man?" And then mentions Roxanne Perez. So as Nikki's walking off, Liv attacks her, hits her with the Oblivion. So this is going to set up a match, I guess, at Evolution PLE. Nobody cares. The crowd was dead for this. So we get the main event, Jey Uso versus Gunther. This match was boring and Jey looks tired. The commentators even had to make excuses for Jey, talking about how he just wrestled Saturday in the main event. I was like, well, hold on. Other wrestlers who appeared on this card also wrestled Saturday, and they look pretty fresh. Jey Uso is gas. He does 20 minutes of yeeting, and he is blown up when he gets in by the time the match starts. Jey Uso is a overrated champion. And he needed to have the belt taken off of him because guess what? He is not generating ratings. People are actually tuning out when Jey Uso comes out. Okay? So, yes, you can have the crowd yeeting and all this other stuff, but when it's not generating the ratings, this guy is nothing but an entrance. Okay, and so once again, that is all he is. His title reign was a disaster. It was just 5 weeks into his title run, he's done because once again, Jey Uso is terrible, and the guy that beat him is no better. Gunther is terrible too, and what they see in this guy, I just do not understand. But once again, this whole entire thing was just set up for nonsensical booking. They were just threw matches together. And I guess they just had Jey lose his match as a shock value kind of thing. You mean to tell me you could not put LA Knight and Drew McIntyre into these spots? Triple H has something against these guys. I don't know if they rubbed him the wrong way in the back. I don't know what it is, but this is ridiculous. I do not understand why they just do not promote the people who can generate ratings, who can generate money, who actually sell more merchandise. Like seriously, but Drew and LA Knight, they sell more merchandise than Gunther and Jey. Why not put these people in this spot? Have LA Knight face, turn Drew McIntyre heel, or if you want to do this stupid face versus face crap. LA Knight is the face, Drew McIntyre is the face. Do that. Just have those two going at each other. But once again, Triple H just needs to go. I hope The Rock and Gorwitz comes in and really just takes him out because I am just done with this. This episode of Raw gets a 2 out of 10. The only reason I gave that the 2 was because of R-Truth. But R-Truth segment, if he had a match to follow that segment, it might go up to 5 out of 10. But since he just came out and just cut a regular promo, we get a 2 out of 10. So that's my Money in the Bank Raw / review. Hopefully this video posts. If you guys can please remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you disagree with, hit that bell notification. And if you agree with anything I said in this video, throw it in the comments. I love it. And you guys can please check out these videos I got here at the top. I posted some videos late. So if you guys can show this video some love, I really appreciate it. And so this is Mark from MD. This is Cut My Music Wrestling. Hey, I'm out. You guys be safe.
Yes. Cut my music, cut my music.